What's up, everybody? It's the Digital World Podcast. And there's a lot of events. Every day there's something that happens. And we're seeing things ramping up. The situation seems to be tightening in the economy. And it's very, very those who can see far ahead know what's coming and they're planning ahead. Others look at it as, oh, it's just a mere coincidence that it's happening. But sooner or later, things. I mean, everyone will find out what's really true, because um, it always comes back. The truth is always revealed, and I think that we see that the crisis at hand is only growing, and so let's talk about regulation, because regulation is very important, because when there's a liquidity crisis and when there's a financial crisis, there has to be a resolution, there has to be a solution to the problem. And here, Real XRP Boy says, when it comes to the big picture, Ripple and XRP, the SEC is just a fly on the wall playing a minuscule role in the new landscape. Things will be ramping up soon, and I can't wait. And he shows this video. Take a listen.
Even in America, Walgreens in the States accept Alipay. This sort of new digital payments ecosystem sort of completely disregards nation states and national borders.
It's not just Alipay. Facebook is developing its own digital currency, and Amazon is also working on financial services. Some worry this could concentrate too much power in the hands of a few tech companies. But for central bankers, the problem is even more acute. They fear these developments could cut the cord between the central bank and the economy altogether.
These super apps in China, they started off just doing payments, and now they do provision of loans, they do provision of investment services, they provide insurance, they do all the things that banks do. Central bankers feel as though their sort of ability to oversee and conduct monetary policy and oversight is, fundamentally slipping away.
So some central banks have taken radical action by creating their own digital currencies to rival the tech giants' payment systems, in the hope this will secure their grasp on the economy.
Central bankers' level of discomfort is potentially prompting them to sort of act to change this, economic system, the monetary system that has underpinned modern economies for, 250 years.
And central bank digital currencies are coming. Here's the thing. A lot of people say it's a few years out, and I do believe that's plausible. The only thing that makes me wonder is if this crisis comes on us quickly, well, the solution will have to be presented even faster. Now, I don't know when it's going to happen, but I know it's going to happen. And this is just a matter of time. You never let a good crisis go to waste. And so they're going to implement this for sure. But it's always good to know and be prepared. Here we see Tom Ember talking about last week at a financial committee hearing on how Congress must set the regulatory stage for crypto innovation. Here's a article about it, and it says there's increasing pressure for lawmakers and regulators to define just what regulatory clarity looks like for the digital asset industry. So this is ramping up. Okay, this is about using these assets that have utility in order to run these digital currencies through those protocols. Now, if you could make a digital dollar from what we have now, but what would be the difference? There'd be no difference. It'd be the same. You're still using the old legacy system, but if you're now talking about using these assets, these digital assets, as the protocols that help run these digital currencies, now you've entered into a different financial system, and this is why the regulatory clarity is so important for this space, is to get that going so that CBDCs can become a reality. That's my opinion. Now, here we see XRP Boy posted central bank digital currency. battle for the soul of the financial system. The forces driving government decisions are unusual because there is a widespread fear of losing an emerging arms race. And make no mistake, countries are rushing to be the first to have a digital currency because this will give them a head start, a first mover's advantage in this new world that we're moving into. And that's why China with the digital yuan is becoming a threat to the US's dollar world reserve status. And so whoever can create the first CBDC will have first movers advantage, and you'll see them take a big bite into the world's reserve status. So something to keep in mind on. Here we see that the BIS is having a series of meetings from the 7th to the 9th, and it started yesterday. And we see all these institutions and all these banks that are involved. And you don't think that they're going to not talk about important things such as like CBDCs, other pertinent topics that are happening. Keep an eye on this because we'll probably get some clips. And we see here that Bernanke's going to be there. Really? And 20 plus central banks and 100 plus top speakers. So it's going to be content filled. And I'm sure you'll see a lot of videos coming out of this. Now we see here Senator Warren, who has long been critical of Bitcoin and other crypto, has given the SEC until the end of this month to provide clarity on the U.S. regulators' role in regulating digital assets. So that'll be interesting to hear what the SEC has to say. But I'm telling you, tough times are coming in this country and globally in terms of, finances. People are not able to pay their rent. People are in debt. Restaurants are barely making it right now. And when this moratorium is lifted, evictions are going to go up. It's going to be a tough time. And that's what I'm saying. Invest in things that that has utility and fundamentals. And when the time comes, you can take some profits. Now, this is not financial advice. This is my own personal opinion. But what I'm saying is, you always, whenever you invest in something like this that has a fundamental use case, in my opinion, I know there are certain percentages you keep, and you always want to take profit. If you don't want to, that's fine. That's your personal plan that you have. But I think taking profits for me is important, and I know that those times are coming, and so it's best to be prepared in whatever way, shape, or form that means for you. It's important for you to do that. Now, I'll save that for the next video, and I'll conclude here. But keep your eyes open, and the fact that you're here and you're watching and you're learning, and I'm learning too, it gives us that advantage to prepare for the times that are coming. I hope this episode has brought you some value. Like and subscribe, comment below. What are your thoughts? As always, I like hearing from you. This is the Digital World Podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode.